Now, I know when I was growing up, when I was really truly coming to terms with my sexuality as a gay person, right? Because that's, if I class myself in the queer spectrum, I am a gay man as well, right? And so when I was coming to terms with my sexuality, I was going through some really dark moments, dealing with depression, dealing with anxiety, dealing with suicidal thoughts. Now, I was at a place where I couldn't really envision it being any better. I was at the lowest of my lows. I really thought about ending my own life because I didn't think that me being able to come out was actually going to be something great. It was going to be a good life because all I was seeing from, the media, from role models, from people out there that being gay was wrong. At that time, there was really hardly anyone openly out in the media, in TV. There was no real positive representation. There was people who were on shows like CSI who were getting raped and killed and tortured and things like that, getting kidnapped. And there was stories of queer people getting thrown out of their own houses by their own family because they were disgusted with who they were, right? And so I had a lot of fear and a lot of doubt and a lot of pain bottled up inside of me. And because of that, it really effed with my mindset. I effed with how I saw life. And so seeing a brighter future was not something that I could see at that time. Welcome to the Queer Quest podcast, your beacon of light and sprinkle of glitter in the queer community. I'm your host, Christiano Green, CEO and founder of Queer Quest and a transformation coach for queer individuals. And together, we're embarking on a journey of transformation. Each week, we bring you a new training topic, all connected with visionary queer leaders in healing and coaching, diving deep into conversations that inspire growth, celebrate diversity, and empower you to live authentically. So wherever you are, settle in and let's get ready to unlock the vibrant potential within. This is where your quest begins. Hello, you fabulous souls, and welcome to this episode of the Queer Quest podcast. I'm your host, Christiano Green, the CEO and founder of Queer Quest, and I'm also a queer transformation coach. So what's happening this episode of the Queer Quest podcast? Now, as you know, usually at the end of the week, I release an episode where I interview another queer coach, healer, or someone who's got a message to share within the queer community. And you can look back and you can see many of those interviews that I've done if you're new to the podcast. But what I'm going to be adding on to this as well is at the beginning of the week, I am going to be talking about a specific topic myself. So maybe probably 15 to 20-minute additional podcast episode where I share my views and probably my own personal experience on a specific topic. Now, how I usually, share information is very similar on social media. So, usually I have a specific topic for a week and I might create a meditation that I share, as you can, look back as well throughout all the episodes in the wherever you're listening to this. You'll see that I also have a bonus every week. And it's about a 10-minute meditation. So you can go back and you can listen to some of those if you're interested in those as well. But I also share like a written post. I'll share a story. I'll share some different reels that I've created, and they all have the same message for the week. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. But I'm going to have a long form video that is uploaded onto YouTube, but also on all of the the podcasting platforms. So what is the topic this week that we're going to share and that we're going to talk about? And it's actually going to be called envisioning a brighter queer future. Now, I don't know where you're at in your life, where you are in your journey, but there's so much stuff going on in the world, no matter where you are in the world, being a queer person still has its struggles. We're definitely nowhere near where we need to be when it comes to equal rights and being seen equally in the eyes of, people from different religions, different cultures, right? In places like the US, it's going backwards. Certain bills are being there that are really, making it difficult and a struggle and also scary and fearful for a lot of people in the queer community. And that's probably what it's been designed to do, is to scare people. But as we know, we can't change who we are. We can only be who we are, or we can, repress who we are. And if you're on a journey of really trying to have a happy, accepting, a joyful, a life filled with love, then you've got to own who you are. You've got to, really truly see who you are and be who you are. but you've also got to look to the future and be able to see a brighter future for yourself. Now, I know when I was growing up, when I was really truly coming to terms with my sexuality as a gay person, right? Because that's, if I class myself in the queer spectrum, I am a gay man as well, right? And so when I was coming to terms with my sexuality, I was going through some really dark moments, dealing with depression, dealing with anxiety, dealing with suicidal thoughts. Now, I was at a place where I couldn't really envision it being any better. I was at the lowest of my lows. I really thought about ending my own life because I didn't think that me being able to come out was actually going to be something great. It was going to be a good life because all I was seeing from, the media, from role models, from people out there, that being gay was wrong. At that time, there was really hardly anyone openly out in the media, in TV. There was no real positive representation. There was people who were on shows like CSI who were getting raped and killed and tortured and things like that, getting kidnapped. And there was stories of queer people getting thrown out of their own houses by their own family because they were disgusted with who they were, right? And so I had a lot of fear and a lot of doubt and a lot of pain bottled up inside of me. And because of that, it really effed with my mindset, and I effed with how I saw life. And so seeing a brighter future was not something that I could see at that time. And I'm grateful that I pushed through that and I went on the journey of self-acceptance and coming out and all of that stuff because life has been so much brighter. Of course, there's been many ups and downs in, the 15 odd years that I've been out of the closet. It hasn't been easy at all, but it's been definitely a brighter future than I could have imagined back then. And where I am now, I can only see things getting better and better and better because I'm in a place where I love my life. I've got a great relationship with my partner. We've been in a relationship coming up to 3 years now, which is fantastic because before that, I'd never been in a relationship more than a couple of months. So envisioning a future where I had a long-term relationship was really difficult because I had nothing to base that on, even though I wanted it for so long. But, I wasn't ready for it at those times. I was dealing with other stuff internally as well. But I couldn't envision something then, even though I really wanted it so badly. So sometimes it's hard for us to be able to do that, But, where I'm now, I've got a beautiful relationship. I've got an amazing career and what I do for my business. Here at QueerQuest, I get to help hundreds of thousands and soon to be in my future, millions of queer people all around the world to heal, to grow, to transform, to live their best lives, and to build a community of queer people who truly love and support each other and are going on this journey of healing and growth together. Because we want to build our own tribe of people, right? That's what QueerQuest is about, right? So I can envision something brighter there. But again, a few years ago, I was working in a job where I had a high position, getting high pay. But when it came to feeling a sense of purpose, a sense of passion, I wasn't able to envision that because I had a dream of something, but I was too afraid to go out because what if I failed? What if it didn't work out? What would other people think of me? Who would I let down in the process, I had to work through that. I had to get over that to be able to envision a brighter future and allow myself to move towards that as well. Where else am I right now? I live in beautiful Bali. I've wanted to move overseas and get away from the life in Sydney for such a long time because, a big city is just not where I wanted to be anymore. I thought it was, but I felt like I was like a small fish in a huge pond. And I just felt like, there was too much going on that had nothing to do with the life that I wanted to live. I wanted to live a more spiritual life. I wanted to live a more relaxed and calm life. So moving to Bali, where I've got all of that at my fingertips, I can take care of myself. Self-care is a priority for me. That's something I was envisioning. I'd be able to create that into my daily routines, going to the spa, going to the gym, taking care of my body, taking care of my mind, taking care of my spirit, taking care of my relationships, right?
In a world where every journey is unique, one path shines brightly for the queer community. Introducing QueerQuest, the first of its kind personal development platform designed exclusively for us, by us. At QueerQuest, we understand the multifaceted journey of queer identity. That's why we've created a space where you can explore, learn, and grow with the guidance of queer experts from around the globe. Whether you're seeking to enhance your physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual well-being, QueerQuest is your gateway to transformation. Imagine embarking on quests tailored to your journey of self-discovery, finding community, and unlocking your queer excellence. QueerQuest offers online courses, coaching programs, and soon workshops, seminars, retreats, and festivals, all designed to empower you to live your best life. Ready to start your adventure? Join us at www.queerquest.vip to become part of a movement towards personal and collective greatness. Sign up today to join the waitlist and be the first to know when we launch. QueerQuest, where your journey of self-discovery and transformation begins. Don't just dream of a life filled with pride and purpose, make it your reality with QueerQuest. Visit www.queerquest.vip now. Your quest awaits.
I mean, I've got strong relationships with my family, right? You know, back in the time when I was really struggling and going through my internalized stuff, I pushed them away. I pushed them so far away that they were nowhere to be seen at times, right? And that caused a lot of distance, a lot of heartache for my family. But the fantastic thing that when I've been able to show up as who I am, be authentic, you know, really follow my dreams and follow my heart, I can get to mend those bridges and those fences and build stronger, beautiful relationships. I've got a fantastic relationship with both my mother and my father. Speak on a regular basis. I've got a fantastic relationship with some of my siblings as well, right? Some not so much, but I'm working on those as well. I'm being honest about that. You know, some aren't where I want them to be. That's a process as well. And also you can't be in control of both sides of the spectrum as well, right? But the fantastic thing is my sister's here at the moment. We just had an amazing day yesterday. We climbed up a beautiful mountain to watch sunrise with my partner and her friends, and we just had a beautiful day together, right? And you know, that's the powerful thing about when you know you have family who comes and visit. You cherish the moments that you have, and you do things like that you'll remember instead of just you know the usual hanging out at a house, right? You do something special. And so I get to envision that, you know, as part of my travel, I get to visit friends and family and do these, you know, these activities that bond us, but also build strong, powerful memories that we can look back on throughout our lives as well. So when it comes down to finances as well, right? There was a point in my life where I was struggling so bad financially that I was in debt. I had 6 different credit cards that were all maxed out. And I thought, oh my God, I don't know what to do here. And I was struggling, and it was a real thing, right? I had to go and work through that to get to a place where now I no longer have any of that debt. I've got money, you know, in savings and in different investments, right? Envision something for myself so that I could have it. And I want to continue to do that because me and my partner, we're going to be, you know, investing in some real estate stuff here in Bali and, you know, building more of our resume, right? Because I want to continue to do that. And for us, it's about envisioning, you know, more than I possibly could, you know, have right now, but taking it one step at a time. So as a queer person, I want you to know that it does always get better. You know, it might not seem like that in the moment. And with everything that's going on in the world, it can really feel like, you know, we're going backwards. But sometimes life isn't a straight road. It's a zigzag sometimes. And sometimes that means that it might seem like it's falling apart. But in times of real growth, in times of real healing, the moments where things like that falling apart is right where things actually fall into place. Every setback is a setup for something even bigger. And, you know, if we're as a community allow what's happening in the world, what's happening in society, what's happening in the media to stop us from truly living our lives, then they win. Us as queer people need to stand up and say, hey, this is who I am and this is how I live my life. And there's nothing wrong with that. If I'm not hurting anybody else, then you have no say in my life. And for us as a team, what we need to get to envision that is like, okay, how do I want to live my life? How do I want to have an impact on my own future? What do I want to do for my career? What kind of relationship am I looking for? Am I in that relationship right now? How can I enhance and improve that relationship? What is the career that I'm having? Am I making an impact? What are the relationships I like have with my friends and my family? What is my finances like? What is my self-care like? What is my body like? What is my physical body like, right? Because for us right now, we need to see where we're at, then envision something brighter. Instead of saying, oh, you know, what is, you know, it's getting tough out there, and then just giving up, we have to say, you know, it may be tough, but if I take a single step each day, I'm going to get to where I need to be, right? And then when I get there, there's going to be something further. There's going to be something more and better for us to work towards, because that's life. It's building those bridges and those, you know, fences so that you can climb over them and then allow yourself to build another one, right? An even better one. And that's the beauty of life, is every time you build something, you know how to do it. So then you can build the next thing even better and stronger. just like yourself in your life as well. So as a queer person, I want you to really envision, what would you like the world to be like for us as queer people? That's what I think about when I really envision Queer Quest and what it can do on a social impact level for us across the whole world. Because I'm thinking globally, not just my neighborhood or anything. I'm thinking globally, how can we help queer people across the entire world in places where they're struggling, in Africa, in the Middle East, in other places in Europe as well, that really don't have great experiences for them, even in Indonesia, right, where I live. There's parts of that are very, against it as well, right? Because it's a Muslim country. And again, when religion runs a lot of things in our world, it can really affect, again, how we are seen as queer people because of certain things that people have, interpreted with the Bible and still live by those things, even though with other things, we've been able to swap and change those things out. But, when it comes to this one thing, people hold on to it like it's, the word of God forever, and again, that's their prerogative. Let them do what they need to do. But we need to stand up and keep pushing forward and showing up as normal individuals, as who we are, so that they can realize that there's nothing wrong with us and how we live our life. It'll take time. And again, these are the things I really think about when it comes to Queer Quest and really making changes, politically and socially, and making people feel safe, seen and understood, and a community of people that can support them. What do we need to do? So again, envisioning a queer future for yourself is about firstly looking for yourself. What do you want out of life, as a queer person in all aspects of your life? And then greater than that, what do you want for the queer community? Because you can be a part of that community if you build towards it. So I really want you to think about that this week. And as I share stuff this week that's there for you to be able to review and look through and all of those things, I want you to be thinking about that. Every time you see, whatever I post, whether I post a poem, because I like poetry as well, whether I post a story, whether I post something small, whether I ask a question, I want you to be thinking about it this week. How is your future looking for you as a queer person? And how do you want that for the queer community? All right, then I am going to leave you right there. I love that I've jumped on here and done my first one of these. I'm going to be doing that every single week, as I said, probably coming out on Monday. So you can have another bonus episode coming out every single week. Again, we're going to have the episode coming out at the beginning of the week, just like this. I'm going to be dropping my bonus meditation that I do every week, probably the next day. And at the end of the week on, say, Thursday, Friday, you're going to see a brand new episode with me interviewing a queer coach, a queer healer, or someone amazing in the queer community that's got a beautiful message to share. So watch out for all of that. Comment below, contact me on social media. Let me know what you want me to talk about, if there's specific topics, and I'm happy to share as much as my perspective on all of these topics as well. And I look forward to serving you all. So until then, always remember that you've got this and I've got you. Bye for now.
Are you ready to embark on a transformative journey towards love and happiness? Introducing the 21-day Gay Men's Guide to Love and Happiness. This isn't just a course, it's a pathway to discovering your true self, overcoming challenges, and embracing happiness. Join hundreds of gay men who found joy and freedom. Learn from Christiano Green, a coach with 20 years experience and a journey like yours. For a limited time, get this life-changing course at 75% off with a 100% risk-free guarantee. There's nothing to lose, but so much to gain. Your new life is just a click away. Enroll in the 21-day Gay Men's Guide to Love and Happiness today. Visit theglobalpridecollective.com and start your journey towards a happier, more fulfilled you.